Okay, can someone help us read through this particular copy? Last time we talked about the first assignment that was given, which was between these two ads, which one will perform better, right? Um, a lot of us said at B, and I told you the answer is at A. Okay, this was kind of a trick question. Why? Because it is normal for human beings to think about themselves. Okay, as copywriters, you are thinking, oh, what is the best form of copy? That doesn't matter. What matters is what is the best thing for the customer, the consumer. What is the best thing for them? Okay, so we talked about that, and I told you how that is how you should be thinking as a copywriter. From now on, you should always be thinking the customer, not what you think is best. What you think is best doesn't matter. What you think is ideal or what you think is the perfect example of something doesn't matter. What matters is exactly what the customer wants. Okay, so that's the major lesson we learned from here. Then this assignment number 2, I told you is a simple. When I started out, this was one of the copies I did when I got, would I say, a little good, yeah. And the copy, this copy did wonders. So after this copy performed, man, I knew that yes, that I'm ready, right? So this was one of my first set of copies that did very nice conversions. Okay. This particular one here, SOD package, we're just trying to sell something on Amazon. Okay. This was the simple thing on Amazon, but I turned it into something else, right? This was a device that was used to, is an alarm device, sort of, a defense siren. I think that's what it's called. Yes, a defense siren. So you can use this to defend yourself, to call out instead because maybe you cannot shout loud enough. So you use this. When you remove it, you can see the motion happening here. When you remove it, it's loud, and also I think it has this blinding light. Okay, so around that period, I noticed that rape was becoming rampant, like it was always in the news, Instablog, and different places, and I decided to capitalize on the rape topic. So this particular product sold like wildfire because I capitalized on that. I use that as my big idea. Okay, so with time we'll be talking about headlines, big ideas, and all that. Okay, so can someone help us read this? Please volunteer. Let's just go through it before we move into what we have for today.
Okay. Can I read?
Hello, Vivian.
Hi, Golibe.
Yeah. Okay. I know that we're still getting accustomed to the rules here, but just raise your hand, then I'll pick you. Okay. Now,
Oh, okay.
yeah, in case of next time. Okay. So yeah, go on. Please help us
Okay,
read.
Shebi, I can read from your screen, right?
Yes. That's why I'm actually sharing it so everybody can see it. Help everybody here can see my screen. If you can see my screen, please comment. Raise your hands. I need to make sure that you can see my screen. Okay, I see you. I see you, Ahmad. I see you, Anna. Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, it's high time the federal government told us the truth. Your daughter has a better possibility of being raped than getting a university degree. Dear mother, did you know that 1 in 4 females are raped before age 18? Did you know that 93% of the time, the rape survivor knew the person who sexually assaulted them? Did you know that 34% of people who sexually abuse a child are family members? Facts from the National Sexual Violence Resource Center. 1.9 million students registered to enter tertiary institutions in Nigeria in the year 2020 under the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB. Only about 600,000 students would be admitted into polytechnic, college education, and university. Less than half of these 600,000 male and female students would be entering the university. Note, male and female. Geez, before your daughter gets the opportunity to enter the university and even imagine graduating, she must have been raped, since 1 out of 4 girls are raped before 18 years. This is traumatizing. It is practically the same in the US. It's like there is no place to run to other than to tackle it ourselves. The government is not talking about it enough. I mean, what do you expect? They can't even give us an assured 12 hours of power supply a day. This power supply is a basic necessity, and they are yet to look at it, to look into it, talk more of rape. It doesn't affect them. It doesn't concern them. Mother, it is time to take laws into our own hands and educate our daughters. Educate them thoroughly and equip them. Mrs. Bolu is a 45-year-old woman, 45-year-old mother who has decided to come out and share her story and advocate for this cause. I couldn't struggle anymore as I got weakened by his strength and body mass. He pulled out my pants as he had already gotten rid of my trousers. He went in slowly with his very big penis cap. I had never seen anything like it. As he thrust his penis into my vagina, I could feel my spirit leaving my body. I woke up about 10 minutes later from what I could recall. I was 16 years old and I had just come home from my back home after my senior WAEC examinations. My mother was on a business trip to Dubai. My father was dead. Uncle Kunle, my mom's last sibling, was the only relative in the house. The maid, Mama Shekinat, was downstairs in the kitchen. My other siblings were yet to finish their own termly school exams. I wish I had something to defend myself, or something other than my faint feminine voice to call people out. I just wish. She never told anybody until recently. That is the problem. Rape survivors, especially at that young age, lack words to explain what just happened to them. After our tireless research in order to salvage this cankerworm eating deep into our society, and with the help of conscious women like Mrs. Bolu, we have come up with Strengthening Our Daughters Package, simply called the SOD. We need to give strength to our daughters. We need to equip them for this unfair planet. Included in this package is a self-defense siren and an SOD manual. Pepper spray is heavy to carry these days, and men look out for them. Apart from that, with 34% of rape cases coming from family members, almost no one would be carrying a pepper spray in a bag at home. I mean, do you carry a pepper spray around the house? With 93% of perpetrators being someone you know, do you carry your pepper spray to your pastor's house? Nah, I don't think so. It is heavy. It is too noticeable. It smells insecurity. When people see it, they just feel you're insecure. After our research, we have discovered the best way to go about it is at 26 gram finger length, a 26-gram finger length device known as a defense siren. It is small and easy to pocket or hang on the belt holes of your jeans all day long. No one will ever notice it. So portable and comfortable, your daughter will forget it is there. Just by pulling off the cap, it will scream as loud as 130 decibels, shouting for help, and at the same time, blinding the moron about to carry out the rape. It will temporarily blind the man while still crying out, your daughter can run for her dear life. It will attract people and shame the man. This invention is just magnificent. It is exactly what we have been looking for. Easy to use, portable, and highly effective. You can see the structure. It comes with its own holder. The holder is light, strong, and easy to attach to anything. As you can see, it is way easy to set off. Just pull the cap and that's it. SOD manual would have two information materials. Basic self techniques. These will be filled with images and instructions on how to overpower the predator, even if he is 5 times her weight. Kick his crutch, swing his arms, many more. Who to call, where to run to, how to save evidence. This SOD manual was put together by judo professionals and with the curated experiences of over 10 rape survivors.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Thank you, Vivian.
Okay,
Thank you. Yeah.
thank you.
So you can see that this copy, you can clearly see the reason why this copy did well. It speaks exactly to the customer's heart, what the customer is thinking, how the customer is feeling. This is exactly what happens in a real life situation. And using this real life example, it is more relatable. I'll tell you about storytelling and copywriting. It is not the same as storytelling in all those books you have been reading. It's not the same with storytelling in Chinua Achebe or Wole Soyinka's books. No, storytelling in copywriting is specific. Okay, remember the end goal of anything copywriting is to sell. It's not for entertainment or to be happy. It is to sell, right? So that's why storytelling and copywriting is different and all, right? Then this copy, I would love to ask what emotion do you feel after reading this copy? How do you feel? I would love to see that in the comment section. What emotion do you feel after reading this copy? Okay, I'm not said fear and feelings to protect the loved one. Oluwatomila says fear. Okay, okay. Then from the six-figure copywriter movement, I taught you the idea formula. Even yesterday, I talked about the AIDA. Hope you saw that those things I taught you are visible here. See that this is filtered attention. You're not just drawing everybody here. Your attention is being drawn. The attention of a specific set of people are being drawn here, and those set of people are mothers with children old enough. Okay, or relatives or anybody who cares about a female in their life that is old enough, right? Okay, Vivian says, I think the predominant emotion is fear. And maybe a woman's female child, maybe even a event before a death, and confidence that something can be done before it happens, if at all it happens. Okay, okay. So you see that everybody here can relate to one particular thing, fear. As a copywriter, you need to know how to evoke emotions in what you write. Okay, humans are very emotional beings. These things I'm telling you, please jot it down in your book with your pen. Humans are very emotional beings, okay? They react to emotion. The reason you buy what you buy, the reason you do what you do is for an emotional reason, okay? You went to the university or to a tertiary institution, or you went to even secondary school because of emotional decisions. The parents were taking emotional decisions. The reason you wrote jam was for an emotional decision. Nobody, nobody said that writing jam and entering university or entering whatever school is the key to success. Nobody told you that. You did it because your parents were doing it. You did it because you felt maybe at that moment that this was something you know will happen. But if you check around, you will see that people who make the most money these days, they don't need a university degree to do that, right? So, so you need to, when you understand this, you see that it will be easy for you to sell to people. When you understand that people take decisions emotionally, it will be easier to sell to people. Okay, let's use for instance the reason you want to have an iPhone. You don't know. I am sure you don't know 60% or 80% of the thing an iPhone does. All you know how to do is regular WhatsApp, Instagram, maybe iMessage games. What else? Take pictures. You don't know up to 80% of the functionalities of an iPhone. But you want an iPhone, you want a Samsung. You don't know what Samsungs can do, but you want either an iPhone or a Samsung in your life. Any other thing in your life, you're like, when I go change this thing? When would I change this? Right? So why? You justify it with the reason that iPhone has good cameras or Samsungs have good cameras and functionalities. You're trying to justify that emotion you have made, emotional decision you have taken. You take emotional decisions. Maybe you're getting an iPhone or Samsung because of ego. You don't want make my own be different. Why my own would be different? Everybody I know is using an iPhone or Samsung. Why would I be using a techno product? Right? Or everybody I know is using this or that. Why would my own be different? Or when I step into the place, into the club, into wherever, I want to look different. That's why you're using a Benz. Why don't you use a Toyota? You want to use Benz, you want to use a German machine. You understand? So most of the decisions we take are generally emotional decisions. It's rare to see something that has a very logical bucket. Okay, but even when you allow, even when you're trying to sell to people, and you know that okay, humans are emotional beings, and you're trying to put these emotions in your sales message, in your sales copy, in your copy, right? You need to know that anything you're doing, you still go on to justify with logic. Justify with logic. Okay, let me give an ideal example. I walk into a car company and I want to buy a Benz or a Lamborghini. The emotional decision is I want to drive fast. I want to be noticed anywhere I step in. But also in your head, you're now thinking, okay, this is what I want. But now I need to make sure that okay, it has a good engine. I need to make sure that it is what other things do cars have that is very important. I need to make sure that this car is powerful enough. You start trying to justify those things with logical reasons, but the emotions always come first. Okay? The emotions always come first. If you go to my pinned tweet on Twitter, you will see I mentioned key emotions that make people take certain decisions they take. The reason certain people take certain decisions they take. Okay? So emotions didn't start today, right from Adam and Eve, right from Caesar Augustus, right from name it, whatever you want to name it, right? Emotions has been there. Albert Einstein, um, Adolf Hitler, emotions, they have existed since time immemorial. Human beings, this is a single thing that doesn't change with humans. Okay? The reason um, Adam ate the apple that Eve gave him, okay, if you believe in that story, why? It was never a logical reason. My wife gave me apple, I ate it, right? The reason um, Adolf Hitler wanted to take over the world, he gave himself a logical reason. But the truth we know, the thing we know, the truth is Adolf Hitler wanted to rule over the world. That is an emotional decision. That is evil. He wanted to be the greatest. He wanted to be the king of the world. Forget all those reasons he gives or he was given there, right? So decisions we take are emotionally backed. Think about something you bought recently, okay? Think about anything you bought recently. Can you mention in the comment section things you bought recently? Data, data and a pause. Okay, okay, I didn't see this comment. I felt the pains a female child went through as a result of rape, along with the trauma and the its of her parents. Okay, precious, that is you felt pain, felt fear, and if you're in the customer's shoes, of course, you feel that fear. Okay, so in the comment section, list of things that we bought recently. A power bank. Why did you buy a power bank? Is it necessary that your phone is on? How much? Is it necessary for your phone to be on? Out of 24 hours in a day, is it necessary that your phone is on? He said yes, of course. Why? Okay, Vivian said data. Data. Vivian. This data, is it because you really wanted to come for this class? Or there is another reason you're not telling us? You want to stay connected on Twitter and keep tweeting. Tweet about this, tweet about that. Which one gives you more joy? Is it being in this class or tweeting about this and that? Okay. A pause. A pause. Precious said a pause. So that pause, why did you buy it? Don't you have pockets? Or can't you put it inside a nylon and tie it? Why a pause? Is it necessary? Is that pause necessarily for keeping money, or you want it to add to your clothing? You want it to also beautify you as you're going out? Is that not the emotional decision there, precious? Are you sure it is just to keep money? Keeping money is the logical reason. But I think there are other reasons to it. Don't you think so? Is your purse just for keeping money? Tell us the truth. Okay, how much said I can't go a day without my phone? Jesus Christ. Okay, so if you can't go a day without your phone, everybody has something they can't go a day without. Have you thought about that before? What can you go a day without? And a phone these days are very, very important. And for my mind to be at ease when I got to power set. And what is not even joking with this her phone issue. So please, you guys should not even come there. Okay? Earpiece. Oluwatomiwa said earpiece. Or more, you can play music, you can put the, the phone to your ears. Why do you need an earpiece? And even that earpiece you bought, how much earpiece did you buy? Did you need to buy the wireless earpiece if you bought wireless? Why not the ones with wire? Why did you buy wireless earpiece? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's talk about the emotions we can evoke. Let's talk about the emotions we can evoke with while writing a sales copy. Okay. Um, I can't open my tweet here because of VPN and stuff. So let me just drop it. One, we talked about fear. Fear is the most powerful emotion on planet Earth. Don't forget that. Fear, ego. We talked about ego. Most people buy things for ego's sake, right? Uh, they want to look good. They want to maintain that status they have in the minds of people, right? And fear can be broken down to different things. Okay, it could be fear of losing a loved one. It could be fear of embarrassment. It could be there are a lot of things that can come up when it comes to fear. Then you can use salvation to make people take a particular action of buying your products. Okay, a lot of people they are attached to their religious beliefs, right? So you can use salvation. Okay, people use this a lot to make people take a certain decision. Okay, even in your churches, whether or in your mosques or wherever whatever religious institution it is, whether you like it or not, your religious leader uses this. Okay, uh, they use this salvation to make you take certain decisions. Okay, um, what other emotional decision you know with the Jones? Okay, this is you're trying to measure up. You're trying to make sure that see, um, I I am I am not someone that you overlook. I am somebody of high caliber. I am somebody of I am somebody capable of doing this or doing that. You are my neighbor, and if you can afford Nike, I can afford it too. Okay. most of us, we catch ourselves taking emotional decisions using this. As a copywriter, you can use this as a very, very nice emotional tool to make people take certain decisions, right? So fear, salvation, keeping up with the I said Carnation, with the Joneses, ego, then what else? It could be the okay. This is also called need for validation. So we merge it together. Need for validation. Okay. So it could be need for validation. You want people to also recognize you. This two can be different things entirely. Just keeping up with the Joneses, you're trying to measure up with your neighbors. If you have watched this particular movie, you see that they are trying to measure up to their neighbors, right? Then it can also be excused or intertwined with a need for validation. You want people to say, yes, your mom to say, yes, I am proud of you. You can use that to sell. You want your parents to say, I am proud of you. Your father to say, Ago, you're my son, or whatever, right? So, need for validation, keeping up with the Joneses, then exclusivity, yes, exclusivity is another powerful emotions. When we say exclusivity, what are we trying to say? When you tell people that when you tell a rich man, for example, that there are only 4 of these cars in the world. One is driven by Elon Musk, the other Mark Zuckerberg, and the third is driven in the Atlantic Ocean. This fourth one is the only car in Europe, 2 in America, 1 in the Atlantic Ocean, whatever. Then this last one is the only car in Europe. Trust me, rich people, they love this kind of things. They want to boast about this to their friends. They love exclusivity. Okay, so you might end up seeing that these emotions, they rub off on each other. Exclusivity now, like I just said, when a business owner, when a rich man hears this, that this car is only 4 in the world, one is driven by Elon Musk, the other one Mark Zuckerberg, the other one is driven by a very rich man in Saudi Arabia. Then this is the only car in Europe. That if you get this car, you'll be amongst the top 4 people, blah, 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 blah. This is exclusivity. This rich man is thinking, how can I get this? The reason you want an iPhone is you want to take mirror selfies. You want them to feel that, okay, this girl, she's part of us. She knows what she's doing. Okay. iPhones, the Apple company, they know how to sell this exclusivity. Okay. So exclusivity is an important emotion. Of course, we'll be going through all this later on. But as I'm mentioning them, I would love you to be jotting them down, to be taking notes of them, right? Then um, fear, ego, salvation, need for validation, exclusivity. Then when you go to a lot of niches like the relationship and sex niches, you see emotions like flattery. You see, oh, how can we forget good old, good old guilt? Guilt. You can use guilt to um, make people take a certain decision. Okay, when you make them feel guilty. Okay, this is kind of intertwined with salvation. Okay, so you can also when most people selling salvation, selling I told you that you sell products, services, and ideas, right? So if I tell you that you're selling Jesus Christ to me, you're selling the idea of Jesus Christ, right? When you tell me you're selling um, um, Buddhism to me, you're selling the idea of Buddhism. So I can say that you're selling me that. So don't just think it is Maggie or wine. You can sell ideas. Don't forget that. Okay. So there are a lot of powerful emotions to use, right? There are a lot of powerful emotions to use. And when you learn to use these emotions, your copy becomes different. Your copy becomes exceptional. Anger, anger. So all these things are intertwined. I would not like to say that, see, but note, in a copy, when you're writing a sales copy, one emotion should run through that copy. You could see that in this copy here, all we're doing is to make mothers afraid. That's the gospel truth, where I'm not trying to mince words here. All we're doing here is to make mothers afraid. Afraid and take the decision of buying our SOD package. So what we're trying to do here is to make mothers afraid and buy our SOD package. That is all we're trying to do here. Okay, so we're invoking the powerful emotions of fear. We're invoking the powerful emotions of fear, right? So when you want to sell, you need to know that singular emotion that runs through your body. Okay, so if you get different copy that has done well in the past. If you read my email today, you see a lady that photocopied my copy, like she printed it out rather, and a copy that I wrote about this class, and she was reading it, she shared it with me. Okay, so what emotion did you think ran through that sales copy? These are the things you need to be thinking when you see a sales copy, right? Okay, so I think on this note, the best thing to transition into is the 5 principles of persuasion. Okay, sorry, give me a second. Okay, so on that note, I told you that the best thing we can transition into now is the 5 principles of persuasion and influence. Okay. Oh, this is taking a while to pick up. So these 5 principles of persuasion, you need to know that they apply in our everyday life. It's not just in copywriting. Okay. For you to be a great copywriter, you need to be good at persuasion. You need to be good at influencing people's decisions. Of course, I told you as a copywriter, what you're doing is to make people take action. I need you to understand that these are people's hard-earned money. Okay? Money doesn't grow on a tree or something. I worked hard to have this $1,000. If you want to take it from me, you need to persuade me enough. You need to give me an offer I cannot refuse. Okay? You need to put it to me in such a way that by the time I wait, I see that what you're offering is far more than the money I'm giving you. Okay? Please note all these things I'm telling you. All these things are simple sentences that are very valuable in this copywriting world of ours. right? So a transaction can never take place until the customer sees that this business owner is offering larger or far more value than the money they are paying. The customer wants to feel that she or he is ripping you off. That's why you need to be on your A game when bringing out crafting offers. But we'll come to that, right? Now we are talking about the 5 principles of persuasion and influence. We need to understand how to persuade people to take certain decisions. As a copywriter, all your life's work is persuading people to bring out their money from their wallet or wipe out their credit or debit card and pay. That is why you are created, right? That is why you exist. That is why you can be paid $10,000 a month effortlessly, because you can bring in $100,000 a month. So these 5 principles of persuasion and influence, you will see them in your everyday life. You will see them everywhere. Okay. I finished with this and this. We're here. Today is day 2, lesson 2. And we're talking about this first. Okay. So, number 1 principle of persuasion is take the blame off people's shoulders. I have never seen a human being in this life that loves to be blamed for anything. You cannot come to sell me something and you say that, see, you are the fault of this. Maybe, for example, I have diabetes, right? And you are trying to sell me a cure to diabetes, and you come and say, you're an idiot. How did you have diabetes? You were drinking sugar, you drank Fanta, you drank Coke, you ate buns, you're an idiot. Come here, take this thing. This is the cure to diabetes. Do you think I'll ever buy from you? You are blaming me. So the number 1 way to make sure you persuade people to carry out a certain action, you need to take the blame off their shoulders. Hey, wow, is this what you're passing through? It's not your fault. Listen, it's not your fault. Wow, you have diabetes. In fact, let me blame it on something else. It's not your fault. You're not the reason you have diabetes. Maybe it is in your family's genetics. Of course, because that other dude down the street, he drinks sugar more than you do. He eats this, he eats that, but he never had diabetes. So why would you have diabetes? It's not your fault. This is what you are writing in your copy. And your customer is falling in love with you. Are you guys feeling me? If you're here, please comment. If you're here, please wave or something. I need to know that you're here. As a copywriter, once you learn these things, you will see that your copy stands out. It is not by mentioning big words like feature pacing, back and forth, push and pull technique. Leave all those big words. Focus on the most important things. I don't care about those words. I don't care about those phrases. They are bullshit. You see somebody mention it, but they cannot use it. Or when it is the perfect time to use it, you see them wanting. So I'm teaching you how to be a better thinker. And when you're a better thinker, you're a better copywriter immediately. This is what makes the great guys, the guys taking in millions a year. This is the difference between them and others. It is their thought process. So you need to understand that when you make a human being, any human being on earth, feel that it is not their fault, they lean towards you. They give control to you. They see that you have their best interest at heart, so they listen to you. They're interested in whatever you have to say. These 5 principles of persuasion, if you apply it in your relationship, I am sure you will never break up. I'm sure you'll have a successful marriage. So it goes beyond copywriting. It is far beyond that, right? It is far beyond copywriting. It's a step further. It helps you become a better person in life as a whole. When I learned copywriting, my relationship with people in my life, the thing became something else. Especially my mom, that's a testament. You know, you see my mom, maybe she'll complain, mothers can use principles of persuasion. Mothers are good at using principles of persuasion unconsciously. Okay, imagine a mother telling you to go and have children for her. Let's not rush, we'll come to that, right? We'll come to that at the end when we are done mentioning the principles of persuasion. Okay, so take the blame off the reader's shoulder. Okay, so our reader is the person reading our copy. What we are trying to do is take the blame off the reader's shoulders and say, it's not your fault. I am sure this, maybe you're trying to sell a beauty soap. This acne on your face, it is not your fault. It might be the weather. Maybe your skin is not conducive for this Nigeria. Don't worry, use this soap. If you are living abroad, this will never happen to you. Right? Maybe the weather is harsh, doesn't go well with your skin. Just tell them that it is not their fault. Okay. So the next one is find a common enemy. If you look at a lot of, in fact, I don't think 99% of copy that do really, really well, they have what is called a common enemy. That person reading through, what are you thinking? Oh, for example, it could be maybe you're trying to sell a web design course, for example. You tell them that, see, the Nigerian government has been the problem we have been having in this country. They cannot provide job for us, but you need to take matters into your own hands and invest in a web design course. When you invest in this web design course, you become financially independent. What did we just do? We took the blame off the reader's shoulders. See, it is not your fault that you're at home doing nothing. It is not your fault that you are unemployed. It is the Nigerian system. The Nigerian system doesn't make it convenient enough for you. Are you seeing all the things in play? Nobody's, leave all those formulas they keep telling you, leave all those formulas. You can see that these things are literally in play in what I just told you. If you write this out, this becomes a copy that converts. Oh, see, you're looking for something to do. You're looking for something to do to earn money. Wow. In fact, do you know that the truth is, if the government of Nigeria were to be working, you wouldn't be looking for anything to do. In your head, you're thinking, this guy has a point. You won't be looking for anything to do. There will be a system waiting for you. How can you graduate from university, go for NYSC, or go to serve your nation, and you're out? What next? What next for you? You don't know. Or you go and get stuck in a $300 salary. $300. Do you know what, Jesus Christ? What do you know what $300 is a month? Well, by the time you convert it tonight, it will be like you are doing something. So when you take the blame off their shoulders, see, it is not your fault, it's the fault of the government. What is the next thing you're doing? You are finding a common enemy. And this works in anything at all. Okay, we talked about diabetes. In fact, I already found a common enemy without even mentioning number two. When we talked about diabetes, what did we say? Oh, it is not your fault that you have all this, that you have been taking sugar and diabetes happened to you. It's not your fault. Look at the other guy. He's fatter than you are, but he doesn't have diabetes. So it's not your fault. It is in your genes. It is genetic. But don't worry, we have a solution to it. Take this, buy this for $100. Are you getting my drift? If you're feeling me, please give a thumbs up or comment. I need to make sure that you're flowing, you're feeling this, right? So take the blame off their shoulders. Find a common enemy. It is very simple. It is not hard, right? So tell them it's not their fault. Then find someone to blame all this thing on. The common enemy is the government. The common enemy is the Nigerian school system. In fact, the school system all over the world is fucked up, right? So the school system, what other common enemy? There are a lot of common enemies that are popular, that are rampant. Okay, in health, I just mentioned genetics. Okay, I see you guys. So this is the power of finding a common enemy. Okay. So number three, let's stick to it. Oh, I'm not even mentioning it how I, okay. So let's just keep going in any order at all. Give people hope. You need to understand that anything we are selling, anything at all, what we are doing is giving people hope. If you read the six-figure copywriter roadmap, if you have if you have read any copywriting course in the past, if you have read the boron letters, I told everybody on my email list to read the boron letters. I told everybody on Twitter, anybody that comes in contact with me, I tell you read the boron letters. Even if you don't sell anything, read the boron letters. Okay, so if you read the boron letters, you'll see that, or anything at all in business, you are solving a problem. You don't just sell. You don't sell, then start looking for who to buy. You first see the person that will buy, then you sell to that person. What am I trying to say? Okay. You only sell solutions to problems. You don't create solutions and start looking for a problem. You don't create a product and start looking for someone, come and buy my market, or people should buy from me, or I'll not eat this night. Who the fuck cares about you? Nobody cares about you. That is the gospel truth. If you die, you'll be replaced. The only people that care about you, maybe your mother, your siblings. But you see that buyer doesn't care about you. So stop posting nonsense on your WhatsApp status. If you do that, stop today, please. So I need something. I need to have a problem. Maybe I have acne on my face. I want to solve that problem. Then, oh, I now come in contact with you. You're selling a soap that can remove acne from my face. You see, this is a problem and a solution. The moment your product stops being a solution to a problem, every other thing you're doing is useless. Selling becomes very hard. So let's not deviate. Here, we are giving people hope. See, I have the solution to your problem. I am your Messiah. I am your Savior. You have been having sleepless nights because you don't have money. Your mates are beginning to buy cars, but you cannot buy a Toyota. Your mates are beginning to buy Benz, but you cannot buy a Toyota. And you are, let's say, 40 years. See, I am the solution to your problem. Come to me. I'll teach you how to make money. Okay. What other products? Okay, let's stick to the products we've been using. You are having acne of your face. You don't want to go for that wedding because of this. You don't want to go out and meet your Prince Charming because of this. See, I have a solution to your problem. What am I doing? I am giving you hope. There is hope in this box that I'm selling to you. This bar soap or this beauty soap is going to solve your problems. That is hope. When you give people hope, they pay attention to you. Okay? So let's use an everyday example. Let's leave copywriting, let's leave selling, let's leave business. Right? Okay, I see you guys in the comment section. Don't know what told me what. So let's leave hope. Let's leave selling. I don't know what's irritating me. Let's leave selling. Okay. In our everyday life, let's talk about the government. We had 16 years of one political party ruling us in Nigeria, right? 16 years, and that political party was PDP. During those 16 years, we were saying these people, they are terrible. Jesus Christ, fuel is increasing everywhere. Nigeria is in shambles, unemployment. We kept on complaining, right? Then there was this man in the corner. He contested the first time he lost, contested the second time, third time. Then this man came out with a slogan and said, change, change, that I will bring change to Nigeria. What did he do? He gave Nigerians hope. And what action did we take? He sold us the idea of change, and we went and took an action of voting for him. Look at where we are today. Buhari succeeded in using a principle of persuasion. He succeeded in using a principle of persuasion and influence, and he made us do something. He made us vote for him. He gave us hope. Have you seen how hope is used? The fact that he contested the first time, this guy really loves Nigeria for him to contest 3 times, or is it 4? I think it's 4, and failed. This guy really loves this country. Let's try him out. Let's give him a chance. This guy is giving us hope that he's going to change Nigeria. Well, look at where we are. I don't think we are the giants anymore, right? So yes, that is all about comment section is giving people hope. Okay, when you give people hope, you can influence them to take certain decisions. Okay. Okay, power of confirming an already existing belief or confirming a suspicion. Okay, so in this principle of persuasion, in this principle of persuasion, you need to understand this. People love other people that agree with them. Okay, people love other people that confirm an already existing belief. If you believe that one auntie of yours is a witch and she's the one that's been holding your destiny, and a pastor in a church says it, you will love that pastor forever. The pastor will tell you, see, there is a woman in your compound. She has been holding you for the last 15 years. That child you have, I see it. What are they doing? They are confirming an already existing belief. There is a foundation in your head that you have laid. Psychologically, you have believed this. And this man of God that you have never met in your life is confirming this. You will fall in love with him. And yes, it could be the Holy Spirit telling him. I'm not saying it's not, right? But if the Holy Spirit is walking through the man, or if it is him that is just cooking it up, whatever that is happening there, no problem. But you in the audience, you're in the crowd, you're sitting down, and the man says, there is a woman here, a woman from, please mute your mic, guys. There's a woman here, a woman in the crowd, a woman from Chad. Oh, I see you. You have a husband who is dark in complexion. Today he wore a blue shirt to work. And won't you be shocked? This is why there is there's this popular saying that women tend to believe their pastors more than their husbands. Okay, let's stop kidding. But yeah, the power of confirming the power of confirming an already existing suspicion. This happens in our everyday life. This is why whatever that pastor says, it will work. The woman has believed, though. Your wife has believed. Anything you're saying, you're on your own. Something she was thinking in her head, somebody said it. Jesus Christ. So, as a copywriter, you'll see that. Imagine someone, let's use our acne example, right? I have acne. I am 18 years old and an 18-year-old lady. I have acne. And I just got admission to the university. I'm thinking, Jesus, I don't know, sorry, I keep mentioning Jesus in case of people who are from other religions. I'm not so religious, but I'm used to saying Jesus, Jesus Christ, and all that. Yeah. So, you are 18 years old, you just got admission to the university, you're going to meet people for the first time, right? Um, There are sweet boys in that university. But you have acne all over your face. You're thinking of a problem. Then you just see an advert somewhere saying, are you 18 years? You see an advert there saying, are you 18 years about to enter the university and you're wondering how to solve your acne problem? Don't look any further. This is the solution to your problem. Have you seen ads that sound that way? Anywhere, maybe on TV or something, you see them asking questions. Are you this? Are you that? What are they doing? They are confirming an already existing belief or suspicion. Okay, this is a principle of persuasion that works every single time. Okay, so we'll be seeing when we are dissecting copy. Of course, we are going to dissect copy. We'll be talking about these principles. You'll be seeing them as they play, they show, as they play, they show. You'll be seeing it live. This is not something you read in a textbook, right? Okay, so the last principle of persuasion is allaying people's fears. Okay, so in allaying people's fears, what are we trying to do here? We are trying to tell them that, see, don't worry, okay? We know you have this problem, we know you have that problem. Don't worry, everything will be all right. Okay? Everything will be all right. You see, people like people telling them that everything will be all right. You see a man, they just shot him and he's dead. His wife is crying. You are there telling her everything will be all right. Are you crazy? Allow her cry. But the default thing to say is, don't worry, it will be fine, right? So, allaying people's fears, learn when you are writing copy, when you are doing, going about your daily life, if people have a certain fear about something and you say, don't worry, it will be fine. Don't worry. There is a solution to your problem. I'm going to give this solution to you. Okay. But as a copywriter, the best thing to do is to amplify their fears, then allay their fears. What do I mean? Okay. I remember we talked about fear not long, using that rape example, but let's use something else, right? Um, can someone help me with an example in the comment section? Any example at all, okay, about of a product that we can use fear to sell that product, a product that we can use fear to sell. Any product at all, I would like you guys to contribute. Tell me any product at all that you can use fear to sell. Okay. Oluwatoyin said Durex. I love that. Okay, that's a very smart product. A very smart suggestion. Yes. Insurance. I like that, Abraham. Insurance is a very nice one too. Okay. So let's use Durex. So Durex condoms, right? You tell a guy that, see, of course, to the lady, it's pregnancy that makes them scared. But for a guy, sexually transmitted infection, he doesn't want to hear that. I don't know about other guys, so I'm telling you guys I know in real life, right? They fear this thing. So when you tell them that, see, if you have sex with a lady, you are at risk of having an STI. You give them statistics upon statistics, raw facts, raw research. Tell them that, see, don't have sex with a lady without protection. Make them scared. Give them instances of people that their life wasted away because of they had HIV, their life wasted away because of they had this and that. Talk about people they can relate with. If the guy is a 25-year-old guy, don't talk about a 50-year-old. Talk about a 25-year-old guy who had a promising career, who was beginning to make it in life, then all of a sudden discovered they had HIV. You understand? That's the power of storytelling and copywriting. It makes people relate with what you're saying very deeply. Okay, so you tell them this. At this point, what are you doing? You're amplifying his fears. This is real. This happens every day. Jeez, I have to do something about this, right? Amplify their fears. Then at the end of the day, you sell them Durex condoms, right? Okay. So at the end of the day, after amplifying, you allay their fears by saying, see, don't worry, um, 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 don't be scared. There is an actual solution to this problem. Don't be scared. There's an actual solution to this problem, right? Um, Insurance, of course. Maybe you tell them that if you don't insure your house, there might be fire outbreak, that there have been fire outbreaks in this and this house before, they lost all their possessions, whatever it is. Sell them. At the end of the day, you tell them that, see, after amplifying their fears, you tell them, don't worry, there is a solution to your problem. And this is insurance. Insurance is the way forward. Insurance is the way to make sure that whatever money you lose, you can recover it, right? And even with profits, I think. So, yeah, this is what I mentioned, what we talked about now are the 5 principles of persuasion and influence. Okay, so I'm giving you an assignment here. Write it down. Assignment. I need you to look for examples in your everyday life. It could be selling on the streets. It could be, you could be walking down on the street and get an inspiration. It could be something that's happened in the past. It could be something that is going on to happen. Get an example each for these 5 principles of persuasion. One example each of these 5 principles of persuasion. In our next class, I will be randomly pointing out people to break it down for us. Okay? I'll be randomly pointing out people to say, okay, number 1, give us your example. Let us relate with whatever example you came up with, okay? So make sure this your example is relatable. Make sure it is something that happens in your everyday life, right? I hope this assignment is clear. If it is clear, please comment. If it's not clear, ask a question about this assignment in the comment section. Okay? If you want to ask it out, you can raise your hands and I'll pick you. Or I'll say, okay, go on and all that. So it will be very orderly, right? So if it is clear, tell me it's clear. If it is not, tell me. I'm in the comment section. I'm in comment section waiting. Oh wow, what is the assignment all about? I just talked about the assignment right now. Like that is what I spent my time saying. Okay, I said mention an example. Write out an example. I told you guys to have Google document, right? I hope you have downloaded it. Open a Google Doc file. Okay. Open a Google Doc file. Sorry about that. Open a Google Doc file. Write out an example from your everyday life. Okay, I give very simple example of everyday life. So I talked about pastors, I talked about Buhari, right? But make sure your examples are very relatable. You can say maybe something related to what I said, but I want your example to be unique. The more unique, the better. Okay, it shows that you put some thoughts into it. Remember, I told you that it is the thought process that matters to me. It's the thought process that matters to me. So I need to make sure that you put enough thought into it to bring out an example that happened in the past or currently in your everyday life. 5 principles of persuasion and influence. Bring out an example each of these 5 principles. I hope this assignment is clear. Okay. Okay, it's clear. Now we can move forward. Okay, so number 1 is headline. Now we have gone from the thought process. Now we have gone from how to think like a copywriter. Now we're leaving the major foundation. Now we are entering into the writing part. Okay, I will mention this again. If you cannot think, you cannot write. Your writing is useless if you don't think well, right? Your writing is absolutely useless if your thought process is shit. Okay, so now we are moving into the writing part. I did not wake up, or we did not start this class teaching you how to write copy. We first talked about having the right mindset and being disciplined. talked about what copywriting is all about. We now we we dived deep into the thought process of writing copy. So I don't want you to feel that what we have been doing is not important. It is the most important. The foundation of a house, if it is not solid, you know what happens? Everything crumbles. It crumbles. You might see others and say, oh, this is the main thing because that is what you're seeing with your eyes. But if the foundation is faulty, everything crumbles. So don't joke with the thought process. And as we go on, building this house, this beautiful house, we'll keep on talking about the foundation. We'll be seeing how this foundation plays in everyday life and in the copy we see every day. Are you guys with me? I hope you guys are with me. Okay. So number one is headline. When it comes to writing copy, your headline is the single most important thing. If your headline is useless, they would not even see that you have a wonderful copy. They would leave. Remember that we want to convert a mere reader into a happy customer, someone who is happy giving you their money and saying, take all my money, take my life, just give me results, right? This is what we want. We want someone who is saying, take my hard-earned money. I suffered for this money, but take this money. What you are offering is very valuable to me. Don't forget that. So in order to trap this reader, in order to make sure that this reader doesn't neglect us. See, being negligible, being unnoticeable is the worst word when it comes to copywriting. You want them to be focused on whatever you're saying, but before then, you want them to be attracted to you. If they don't read your headline, if they don't see your copy, they will never buy. They will not wait to the end of the copy to buy from you. So what you want is a customer sees your copy and they are hooked at that point. They are thinking, what is this fabulous opportunity I have been missing my whole life? What is this thing that means so much that I have never seen before? So something like this exists. Wow. This is what you want this reader to be thinking when they read your headline. You don't want to read your headline and say, this guy has come again, please, please, please. Or, they have come, MMM. We don't want that. We don't want people to read your headline and say, oh, I've seen this before now, I saw this yesterday. These are things that will break your heart as a copywriter. You don't want them to say they have seen this before. You don't want them to say, they have come again. You want them to be screaming, wow, what is this opportunity? I've never seen this in my life. That is why if I can search your headline on the internet, if I can Google your headline, throw away that headline. Your headline is trash. If I can, maybe I read your headline and I go to Google and search it, and I see it there, what you are telling me, it is useless. Okay? So, one of the greatest copywriters to ever live, David Ogilvy, I call him my godfather of copywriting. He's my godfather in this copywriting thing. So I call him my godfather, right? He's one of the greatest copywriters to ever live. what he said is, if he had $1, he will spend 80 cents in writing a copy. What's he trying to say? That out of 100% of the time he spends in writing a sales letter, a sales copy, or a copy, whatever you choose to call it, right? He spends 80% of his time on the headline. Simple statement, but this statement is very powerful. What is he trying to say? It means that you need to focus on making your headline powerful. You need to focus on making your headline irresistible. It needs to bewitch your customer. Your headline should bewitch your customers. So there are 4 uses of writing a headline. When you see a headline from the best of the best copy ever written anywhere in the world, right? There are 4 uses that makes a headline standard. Number 1, that headline is useful. I remember telling you that when you write a copy and that copy belongs to everybody, it means that that copy belongs to nobody. That your copy will flop. You need a copy that is specific to a particular target audience. You don't want everybody to buy your product. You need to know this. You don't want everybody to buy your product. Your product is not for everybody. Your product is not for everybody. Your product is useful to a specific target audience. You cannot say you want to sell, I remember using this analogy before, I think so. You cannot say you want to sell baby diapers to a 50-year-old grandma. What is she using it for? Unless she wants to buy it for her grandchild. So you need to be, okay, for example, what common products? Okay. Mm, mm, give me products. You can't sell an air conditioner in a very cold country in the North Pole. They don't need it there. Is not useful to them. What they need, the product they need are heaters. These are the products they need. Heaters. Right? So make sure you sell something useful to your target audience. I'm trying to emphasize on that. So your headline needs to be useful to this target audience, okay? Then your headline needs to be unique. I already said that. Make sure your headline is not something that is Googleable. Quote, I don't know if that's a real word. Make sure your headline is not Googleable. It needs to be unique. It needs to be different from every other thing they have heard in their life. I have sold things in such a way that you'll be wondering, are you sure this is the same product that the other marketer is selling? You'll be shocked. Just like selling an alarm clock. That marketer is selling an alarm clock. He say, come and buy this alarm clock. I will give you this alarm clock at 20% discount. This alarm clock is blue. It is beautiful. It is, what else? When you put it on, it will shine in the night. In fact, it is very loud. The speakers are something else. That marketer, that copywriter there, that copywriter is wasting his time. But when I want to sell this alarm clock to you, I say, alarm clock. And I come up with a headline. And I say, there is a tool used for, there is a tool common to the most successful businessmen that have ever lived. This tool is a tool that is in their bedroom, and you can have this tool for just $1, something like that. But you build your sales message around the fact that alarm clocks are more than just alarm clocks. They are a tool for success. Alarm clocks now become tools for success because every great person has it. Dangote has it. Warren Buffett has it. Elon Musk has it. They make sure that they have an alarm clock and they wake up by 6, 5, 4 a.m., whatever time they wake up. But an alarm clock is essential for their success. So an alarm clock is no more just an alarm clock, like the other copywriter is selling it. An alarm clock is now a tool for success. Are you guys with me? An alarm clock is no longer come and buy alarm clock, I will sell it cheap for you. No. It is now a tool for success. By the time you position this alarm clock to be a tool for success, to be something Elon Musk has used, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, this is what they use, and you can use it to change your life. When I position this alarm clock as a copywriter, it becomes different. And you see that the price I am selling, it doesn't matter anymore. People don't necessarily care about price. What they want is quality. What they want is to make sure they get what they are looking for. They want to get a good bargain. Now, what they want to get is a good bargain. They just want to make sure that, see, what I am paying for is far more than the money I am giving you. If I am giving you $100, I want what I'm paying for to be worth $1,000. This is how human beings are selfish. So you need to dance to the tune of their drums. You need to speak to that selfish nature of them. They are always thinking, what's in it for me? And you need to speak to that selfish nature of them and tell them what they stand to gain. So make sure what you're selling is unique, okay? In the comment section, Abraham says, wow, alarm clock example is a solid one. Yes. Off the top of my head, though. I've not done research. Okay. So if I do research, if we position alarm clock, it will sound fascinating. Okay. So ultra specific. You need your headline to be ultra specific. It makes people, when your headline is ultra specific, it makes people believe what you're selling. It increases the believability of whatever you are selling. Instead of saying, I would multiply your money in 5 days. Why not say, bring $10. I will make it $20.3 in less than 5 days. I will believe the guy that tells me I will make your $10 $20.3 in the next 5 days. I'll believe him more than the guy that say I will multiply your money in the next 5 days. Why? Because this one is ultra specific. The more specific your headline is, the more what? The more believable it is. Remember that human beings are skeptical in this digital age. A lot of things, we are always suspecting people who are selling things to us. Can he deliver on his promise? Who is this guy? What is he trying to say? So human beings are naturally selfish, but here we're talking about human beings are skeptical, especially the 21st century man. The 21st century man is well educated. I mean, with the access we have to the internet, every question we have in our head is just a Google search away, right? So we are skeptical. We have knowledge. We have knowledge on our palms, right? So the more ultra specific you are, the more believable your headline is. Then the last one in the four use of a headline is urgent. Your headline needs to have a sense of urgency. Let them feel that, this is not, let me stay and wait till next year. You want to push them to read your copy now. As they are looking at your headline, you want them to read your copy now. I do not say tomorrow. I did not say later today. We want it now. So create that sense of urgency. Create that urgency. Create that urgency in your headline. The moment you learn how to infuse urgency in your headline, you will see that your headline, the rate at which people click your headline and read becomes far more. Your conversion rates will increase. If you are sending, maybe if 1,000 people see your copy, you see that a lot of them will buy. Your aim is not if 1,000 people see your copy, one person will buy. You don't want that. You want 1,000 people see your copy, at least 20 people. And that's a good conversion rate. Maybe by the time you get into practicals, you will see what I'm talking about, right? So you want people to see your copy and take action. You want it to make people sleepless. When they see your copy, they keep thinking about it and saying, Jesus Christ, what is going on? Who is this guy? I need to buy from this guy before this offer expires. So this U is the urgency, is the fourth urgency. Then personally, I love to add credibility to my headline because I know people are skeptical. People are too skeptical. So I love to add credibility and say, okay, see, I did this, I did that, right? Or this information is coming from a reliable source, okay? So these are the four U's of writing a headline. If you guys are still here, please indicate. Okay, I need to make sure you guys are following. Okay, I told you guys that swipe.co is a very nice resource for seeing winning copies that did well in the past. Let's open this here. Okay, I see you guys. I see you guys. I see you guys are here. So, let me grab water. Okay. Okay, so if you look at this headline here, you see that there are some common things in this headline. This headline was written January 26, 2011, and it did quite well, right? If not, it will not be here. Okay, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? I'm seeing in the comment section, I cannot hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, okay. So this headline, can someone help me read? Anybody? Okay, precious. Oh, I see you guys comment. Please raise your hand. It's far easier for me to see it when you just raise your hand. Okay, precious. Precious, are you there? Oh, it was a mistake. Okay. Vivian there.
Okay, stem cell research reveals a secret to looking up to 15 years younger than your age. Reduce your wrinkles up to 56% the first month, and you can see results for yourself absolutely free.
Thank you. Thank you. You can see that this headline is beautiful. Do you think they said 56% because they wanted to play? They said 56% because they want to be what? Ultra specific, right? Let's not forget that. Then when you see this, excuse me, when you see this intro, it is called the lead-in sentence, right? This is the main headline here in black. You can see the black background, right? Then this is the lead-in sentence. It is what ushers in the main headline. Then this is a comment after the main headline before we start reading the body of the copy, right? Then here we read the body of the copy. Then at the end, they go for the close, okay? So here, you can see the lead in. What's happening here? They said stem cell research reveals a secret to looking up to 15 years younger than your age. You can see that this thing is useful to a specific kind of people. It is not for 30-year-olds. If you're 30 years, 15 years younger is 15. When you are 15, I think you are not that as fine as when you are 30, right? When you're 15, you have pimples, like, adolescent age and all. So what I'm trying to say is this thing is targeted at women and men who are beginning to age, but mostly women. How would I say mostly women? It's because women are more cautious of these things compared to men, right? Of course, some men are very cautious. But when you're talking about percentage, when you're talking about the larger percentage of people who are cautious, women, right? So you see a 45-year-old mother who is done giving birth. Maybe she married at 30 and she gave birth to 3 children across the span of 6 years. And what else? She's now 45. At this age, she's beginning to see some little changes in her face. and she wants to look younger. Okay? Or let's say this woman is 50. She wants to look forever young. And these people are telling you that there is a stem cell research. This is not something that was cooked up inside the bush somewhere at your backyard. This is stem cell research. Reveals a secret to looking up to 15 years younger than your age. So number one, this takes us back to this. This headline here is useful to a specific kind of audience, okay? Then reduce your wrinkles up to 56% the first month. This is 2011. This is not something that was common there. It's not something that was common in 2011. It is unique. What you just read is unique. It's not something that was common. Come and reduce the way you look by 15 years. Wow, that is something different. The customer is thinking, wow, how do you know? This is something I've been thinking of. I feel I am getting old. I am no more comfortable in my skin. I'm losing my self-confidence. And now you are telling me this. This is gold. This is all I have been thinking about. My aging is giving me sleepless nights. How is Sandra doing this thing? How is Vivian doing this thing? She's my age mate. We went to secondary school together, but she's still looking young. In our last secondary school reunion, Vivian was looking too fresh. How is she doing this? I thought we are all 45 years. This is what this woman is thinking of in the night. And you as the husband, you are touching her. She'll just slap you, okay? So when it comes to being unique, you need to know that you have to do something different from all what this customer has seen in the past, right? We talked about that. Then ultra specific, I think that's the first thing we notice here, 56%. It is such a number, you're like, why 56%? Why did they come to this conclusion of 56%? So it makes you believe this headline more, right? Then urgent. You can see what they did here. And you can see the results for yourselves absolutely free. In your mind, subconsciously, you're thinking, this one that it is still free. And this one, they just revealed a secret. This secret is still free. Let me read through and know what is going on before, at the end of the day, I miss it out. I miss out on this. Let me know what's going on here. In your mind, you're thinking, I can't leave this for later, now that it is absolutely free. Okay? So there are things going through the customer's mind, right? There are things going through the customer's mind. Okay? Then ultra specific, urgent, then credibility. I told you I personally love to infuse that credibility. Okay? I noticed that people are just coming in. Is it because it's 6:30? Did you guys think it was 6:30? That this class was meant to hold? I hope that information wasn't passed across wrong.
I actually thought this was
Sorry,
6:30.
sorry, please. I mentioned so many times that before you talk, you could raise your hands or comment in the comment section. I know we are still getting accustomed to the rules, but if we're having a convo and you just talk to, it doesn't sound orderly, right? Okay, this is in the said in the comment section. I thought you mentioned same time was scheduled for Sunday. Oh, wow, sorry. I'm sorry you didn't get this info, but it's Sunday 6:30 can't work. It is 4:30. 4:30 on Sundays. So, and it was updated by 3 a.m. in the night. I made sure to remind us, I think. So yeah, I tried calling my assistant to pass this across. I don't understand what my assistants have been doing recently. I think school and stuff. But yeah, so sorry about that. That is why you need to check the group. Of course, if you check the group from 3 a.m. yesterday night till now, you should have seen the info. Please always be up to date. Check the group. This is now a lifestyle to you. It is not just something. You know, I like to emphasize this that let's not just, even though it is a side income, even though you're an engineer, you are a doctor, this is a side income. The moment you treat it as such is the moment you start to lose. Okay? The moment you treat it as such is the moment you start to lose. Because there are other people that are treating this like their life depends on it. So if you treat it as a side thing and the other people treat it as, you see that you will be nowhere. In the next 6 months, you will see that you'll be stagnant. You will see that clients will not employ you. Why? Because they cannot see that level of effort. They cannot see that dedication to what you're doing. So even if it is a side income, you need to treat it as number one. You need to treat it as something that is very important. Okay. Adese, but hope the recorded session will, yes, everything was recorded and you'll be getting it in the group. Okay. Once again, sorry about the miscommunication. Please keep following up next time. That's basically it. Okay. Yes. I think it was okay. So moving on. We talked about the full use of writing a headline. And we just gave that example here. We'll be dissecting headlines more. And I talked about this. So your headline, does it promise a transformation with ease? Is it simple to understand? You know, you can promise somebody that, see, you're going to have free $1 million. The person gets excited, right? But before they lay their hands on $1 million, they need to climb Kilimanjaro mountain. What did you just do? You promise them something that is actually free, but there is a condition to it. There is no more ease of achieving that result. The money is still free, but it's not easy. So it makes it, the offer goes from, wow, this is wonderful. You're giving me free 1 million too. Is this guy even crazy? What is he even trying to say? So even if you're offering this customer heaven and earth, you need to understand something. Even if you're offering the customer heaven and earth, you need to understand that you need to promise ease of achieving whatever they want to get. You don't want them to say they are getting this result in the next 50 years. They want to get this result fast, in a simple way and with ease. Note these words: fast, easy, and simple. Okay, so The moment you know how to apply this in your headline, in your copy in general, you see that your copy skyrockets. Humans are lazy. That is why we put urgency in our headlines. That is why we try to infuse urgency into our headlines. Humans are lazy procrastinators. They want to do it later. Every single time. You can mention what you plan to do this week. Today is Sunday. What you plan to do throughout last week. You might, I'm not sure you did all of them. You might have been procrastinating. Maybe something you were meant to do on Tuesday, you eventually did it on Friday. So we love to procrastinate. This is human nature, right? This is human nature to procrastinate. So that's why we infused urgency. We try to infuse urgency in our headline. Then when it comes to a promise of transformation, what is a promise of transformation? I hope I didn't, thank God I didn't skip that. Okay. You need to know that when you are giving a customer a product, you are changing their lives. Even if that product is a sachet water, the customer was thirsty. The customer needed water. She was thirsty. What did you do? You offered her water, then she gained satisfaction. She went from being thirsty to no longer thirsty. There is a transformation here. Between these two things, there's a transformation. She went from here to here. That is a transformation. So every product, like I just gave you an illustration, even sachet water, there is a promise of transformation. If not, it is not a product. That's the big word there, because I don't like using big words that make people feel they are learning something, but they are learning nothing. But this big word, the reason that it is used, is because it is necessary, right? So a promise, of transformation is a promise whereby you're telling them that, see, this acne product I'm giving you, that is going to clear your skin. Okay, so it will take you from acne-filled face to a smooth face, smooth like velvet, a face that people want to use for modeling, right? So you need to understand a promise, what promise of transformation is. So every product takes a customer from point A to point B. Point A is problem, point B is satisfaction. Point A is the problem and point B is satisfaction. So every product takes the customer from point A to point B. So your headline, does it promise a transformation with ease? Does your headline say, see, I am solving this problem for you without stress? Is it simple to understand? Nobody likes big words. You might know big words, but does everybody in your target audience know that word? Try to simplify, try to break it down. Make it simple but powerful. Make it something they will never forget. Simple but unforgettable. That is what your headline should be. Then powerful headlines, some powerful headlines, like this is conditional. Some powerful headlines, they attack the status quo. They make the customer curious. They make the customer want to read. They make the customer say, what is going on here? When you see headlines that say, okay, let me show you one headline I appreciate so much. I think I've talked about this before. I have said how much I love this headline, this ad generally. water at? Okay, so who will help us read? Please, can you raise your hand? If you will help us read, please do us the honors. Ade.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good
Okay.
evening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
please
haven't
help
had the
us.
glass of water.
Yeah, no, you have to
Okay.
start from everything in copywriting is important. It's there for a reason. So please start from here.
Urgent health bulletin. Discover why one MD says I haven't had a glass of water in 20 years, and why you don't have to gulp it down by the gallon either. Sure, drinking tons of water is great if you want to raise your stroke risk, bring on kidney failure, and encourage early Alzheimer's. So priming is raining and asks you to sweat, starve, or give up your pleasures, turn the tables on them and ask,
Okay.
is your cholesterol okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so if you look at this, you see this goes contrary to what we are used to. Normally, what they tell us is take, I think, 6 liters of water every day. Take 6 glasses of water every single day. And this person comes up to say, and this is not discover why one, this MD means medical doctor, right? So this is a medical doctor saying, I haven't had a glass of water in 20 years. In your head, you're thinking, is this even possible? This attacks the status quo. This goes against what you are used to in your everyday life. This is something you cannot Google on the internet. It is ungoogleable, if there's anything like that, right? So this headline, what does it do? It slaps you in the face. If your headline doesn't slap your customer in the face, go back. You want your customer is carrying out her normal daily activities. When she sees your headline, let it be like a slap. Boom! Listen to me. You don't want your headline to be forgettable. That is a sin in copywriting. That is an insult to you as a copywriter. Your ideal customer sees your copy and walks away. Ooh, that can never happen to me. If you see my copy, you'll be so mesmerized that you will not stop. So let your headline be like a slap on the face to your customer. Imagine if you are health conscious, you're a health conscious person, and you see this from a medical doctor. Urgent health bulletin. Discover why one medical doctor says this. In your head, you're thinking, what is going on here? And this medical doctor went on to say, sure, drinking tons of water is great if you want to raise your stroke risk. And you're thinking, this is contrary to what I have heard all my life. People have been telling me, drink water. What next? Bring on kidney failure and encourage early Alzheimer's. Surprised? Okay. Ade, please help us finish it up to here. 24 hours.
Okay.
So from here.
Is your cholesterol
Sorry.
okay?
Yeah.
Is your cholesterol high enough?
No, sorry. From surprised.
Okay, surprised. But that's just one example of how mass media medicine is ruining our health. Next time anyone nags you to sweat, starve, or give up your pleasures, turn the tables on them and ask, is your cholesterol high enough to avoid heart attacks and strokes? Are you getting enough sun to prevent the world's most dreaded cancers? Are you exercising so hard that it's hardening your arteries? Are you eating enough salt to prevent high blood pressure? Are you eating enough eggs and bacon to ward off macular degeneration? Gut arthritis? Guess what? This animal fat reverses the damage in 24 hours.
Thank you. Are you feeling this? Like this is alternating. This is going contrary to everything you believe in about health. Number one, don't eat cholesterol. It is not good for you. These people, they are telling you, eat it. They are telling you, get away from the sun. These people are saying, go to the sun. The normal medicine is telling you, exercise. These people are saying, don't exercise so hard. It might harden your artery. Normal medicine is saying, don't eat salt. You're risking getting high blood pressure. These guys are saying what? Eat salt. It goes on and on. And remember what I taught you guys earlier about 5 principles of persuasion. They are making what the common enemy here? Can anybody help answer this question? Who are they making the common enemy here? Exactly. I see. The favorite said regular medicine. Oluwatomo said mainstream media. Oluwatomo said mainstream media. Ahmad said the mass media. Oluwatomo said mass media medicine. That is exactly it. Mass media. Look at it in capital. This is screaming common enemy, guys. Listen up. This is the common enemy. So the moment you learn this, I taught you 5 principles of persuasion. If you're just coming in, make sure you watch this video. I'll be uploading it as soon as possible, right? You see that these people, they are not even wasting time to initiate these 5 principles. They are ready for us. If you read this copy, you cannot, you are stuck on it. Okay, I just said in the comment section, she didn't hear what I said about the insult. As a copywriter, it is an insult to you as a copywriter. Remember, I told you as a copywriter, you're an authority. It's an insult to you. If your ideal customer sees your headline and looks away and says, I've seen this before, but if they say, this is irrelevant, it is an insult. They need to stop at whatever they are doing for that day and focus on your headline. So the moment your ideal customer leaves your headline, that is the gravest insult. Make sure your headline is unforgettable. If it is forgettable, there is a problem. You need to go back and learn copywriting from start. So that's why I'm taking a lot of time on these headlines of a thing. Okay? So reading this now, remember we read this because of, does it attack the status quo and make her curious to keep reading, right? That's why we read this. But when you look at the 4 use of headline I taught you, are they applied here? Should we start anyhow? Credibility. You see that the person saying this is a medical doctor is not one hobo on the road. one vagabond. This is a medical doctor, right? Okay, useful. You see that this is useful only to a specific audience, people interested in health, people who have been hearing that you should, I saw in the comment section, take 8 glasses of water every day. So this is something that is for them, right? So this is generally for health cautious people. This is useful to them. Unique. Of course, you know, this is not something you see every day. This is, they are attacking the status quo. They are saying everything you believe in, it is trash. Eat salt. Eat salt. Swallow salt. They want you to eat salt because low blood pressure is far worse than high blood pressure. Eat salt. So they're trying to teach you these things, right? Then ultra specific, of course, you can see I haven't had a glass of water in 20 years. That's specific. And why you don't need to gulp it down by the gallon versus the damage of fats in 24 years. You need to know a secret to making your headline ultra specific is using numbers. Numbers help it be specific. But these people are not even, you don't even need to use numbers here for you to see where these people are driving at. They are specific. They are talking about cholesterol, getting enough sun, exercise, salt and high blood pressure. They are being specific, ultra specific with what they are telling you, right? Urgent, of course. They even said it's an urgent health bulletin, right? So yeah, this cuts across different aspects of writing a powerful headline, right? This cuts across different aspects of writing a powerful headline. We have treated 2 headlines so far. Okay. So at this juncture, I think we'll be closing for today. Yes. So now I'll be taking your questions. No one has asked any question today. Like I said, I'll make this available to you guys in the group to make sure everybody's carried along. Then right now, if you have any question, please pass it across. You can raise your hand and ask. I'll appreciate that. You can also use the comment section if you please. Next, in the next class, we'll still talk about headlines before we transition into other things. But we are going to spend enough time on talking about headlines. Okay, Hamot says, must all headlines we write contain the 4 U's? No, the best of the best headlines contain the 4 U's. But sometimes it depends on how aware your customers are. Sometimes 3, but most of the time it contains 4 U's plus credibility. So most of the time it contains 4 U's plus credibility, sometimes just 3 U's, right? But the more you are able to infuse these 4 U's into your headline effortlessly, you know, there's a way your headline will be to look like you're trying to force in a lot of things. But once you effortlessly make it that way, boom, it becomes far easier. Like it becomes very, very ready for your customers. Yes, credibility. In fact, remember that in those days, 2011, 2005, 1996 or whatever, people were not that skeptical. Now, this is 2021. People are skeptical. You need credibility. I like that. I like that question, or I mean, rather, it looks like a conclusion that you dropped in the comment section. You said, which means credibility should be constant. Yes, Abraham. Try to infuse credibility as much as you can in your headline. This is 2021, and people, they have seen a lot of rubbish online. For yours to stand out, you need to make sure your rubbish is solid. At least let them give your rubbish a chance before they realize, oh, this is not rubbish. This makes a lot of sense. Okay. In the absence of any other question, see you guys tomorrow, Monday, 6:30 p.m. We'll finish up on headlines. Do your assignments. If you did not get an assignment, I need to appoint a class captain. How do we do this class captain now? If I say, if you want to be our class captain, raise your hand. I need somebody that will always call for classes. Yeah, that's exactly, Ade's accent was the assignment. That's exactly the reason I said I need a class captain, to make sure they always post what the assignment is. And yes, Ade, you're going to watch the video. You came a little late for you to see the assignment. Okay. Plus somebody here is going to post it. Okay, so someone should just post on the group chat. Maybe next time we'll appoint a class captain or something. Yeah, but please. Okay, someone has done that already. Brilliant. I love that. Wonderful. I didn't say I'll volunteer as the captain. Okay, so I think it's between Ade and Abraham now. Who again? Maybe next time we'll vote. No, credibility, social proof is a type of credibility. I see your question, Oluwaton. You said, are credibility and social proof the same? Social proof is a type of credibility. Yeah, so I will be breaking down that difference between social proof, testimonials, third-party credible characters. We'll do all that. No fear, let me get you. Okay, so have a wonderful night, guys. See you tomorrow. And you know how it is. Stay intentional. Don't go back living everyday life just anyhow. Be intentional about these things. Okay. I'll upload this video as soon as possible to make sure you guys get it.